I'm not a scientist, but I do know we follow the rules to the letter because this is the Maui News Sports Report. I'm not Bill Belichick, but he is Jordan Helly. And my goodness, my man, do we have a ton going on right now in the Maui Interscholastic League as we close in on the winter championship season. The Lahaina Luna and Molokai girls basketball teams clinched state berths on Saturday. The Luna boys continue to establish themselves as the cream of the crop in MIL D1 boys basketball. Wild races continue to blaze white hot all over the place in MIL soccer. Somewhat quietly, an unprecedented 3-level perfect season is going on in MIL paddling. A shocking individual upset in MIL wrestling. And don't blink, Jordan, because the MIL swimming championships are a week and a half away as we kind of start things in the championship month of February.
Yeah, you mentioned championship month, February, a couple of regular season crowns captured this weekend in girls basketball, as you mentioned in the opening. Seabury Hall playing host to Molokai this past Saturday, and the Lady Farmers clinch another regular season crown and a state berth. The ML gets 2 state berths into the Division II state tournament this year. We had just one last year.
Yep.
The Lady Farmers a little short-handed, but a couple of underclassmen leading the way. Freshman Camille Ledesma and sophomore Brooke Kili'iho'omalu, each with 13 points to go in that 39-30 victory over Seabury Hall, and they're back in the state tournament trying to get back to the Final Four where they were a year ago. The Lahaina Luna girls are back into the state tournament as expected. Their win 60-8 over Maui High, coupled with a Baldwin loss, clinches the regular season for them. They'll be back into the state tournament. They'll go on, and we imagine 2 big things in that game. Allowed 0 field goals shot by Maui High. All 8 points for the Sabres came at the free throw line in what was another doubleheader sweep for the Lunas in a packed Civic Center, with the boys also having a pretty good night of things.
And that's the stat of the year in basketball for sure. But the Luna boys, man, another very convincing win, 67-44 over Maui High in a very physical basketball game. 15 fouls called in the first quarter, 26 fouls called in the first half. Tristan Nichols, Maui High's big man, who was having his way inside, not converting from the free throw line, but was a force inside, gets his 3rd and 4th fouls in the last 5 seconds of the first half. And the last 5 seconds. And 4 other guys had 3 fouls at halftime, but the Lunas looked really, really good.
Yeah, they can play a half-court game. We saw that in their comeback victory against Kinkekalike. They can get up and down the floor. Maui High likes to run. They ran with them. Josh Chapatal, 28 points. It'll be interesting to see as the season goes along, as we kind of get into the second half here, head into the MIL tournament in about a month's time, how good this Lahaina Luna team can be, because I don't think they've reached near quite what their ceiling can be at this point, and it's almost scary to think about.
Yeah, and they're, under Jason Justice's defense first philosophy and system, these guys are really buying in. Marvin Sedone, very, very good at running the point. Cyrus Kama had a tough shooting night on a night when his teammates shot the ball very well, but he contributed 10 rebounds. The Lunas out-rebounded Maui High 33-13, shot over 50%. They are just very, very impressive, no doubt about it. And Jordan, we have races. We have races for second place in basketball, really, although the D2 boys are just getting underway. But in MIL soccer, man, we have wide open races for the state berths.
Yeah, regular season in soccer never seems to disappoint. Remember, they don't have a league tournament at the end of the season. It is the regular season standings that determine the 2 berths into the state tournament. And both boys and girls, Kinkekalike leading the way in the girls' side. They had a big victory, 1-0 over Baldwin. Did Kinkekalike, Maui High, and Kamehameha Maui, the girls playing to a 1-1 draw to give us the standings after this weekend's games. Kinkekalike sitting at 24 points, 1 point clear of Maui High. Both of those teams have played 10 matches so far. Baldwin and Kamehameha Maui sitting 4 points back of the Sabres at 19 points total, though they have only played 9 matches, though, something to keep in mind going forward. Same thing on the boys' side. Kinkekalike has 19 points. They sit in first place, 2 points clear of second place, Kamehameha Maui. Kinkekalike, though, has played 8 games Kamehameha Maui has played 7, as has Baldwin, and Baldwin coming up on the short end of the stick against Kinke Kalike. That was a big victory for Na'ali'i there, but they do have a game in hand, as does Maui High. So those races are going to come down to the wire, even though a little bit of separation in the standings point-wise. Once those games played, evened out, if you will, it'll be interesting to see who's standing left at the end of the season.
In D1 soccer, boys and girls, 7 teams fighting for 4 state berths. And, that's ILH-like. It really is, and it's really good for the sport in the MIL. And Jordan, in just a really stunning upset, there was a just shocker at MIL Wrestling this weekend.
Yeah, Connor Mowat, who has been state contender throughout his career, has just 1-point losses in 2 of his matches this year. I believe Tristan Ludiazo of Campbell, the guy who has taken him down, defending state champion in the weight class. Mowat goes to the mainland, wins that most outstanding heavyweight honors at a pretty prestigious mainland tournament. And Kui Han of Molokai pins him this weekend. And I don't think that really says too much about Connor. I think Connor will be right there at the end of the season. No worries, concerns there. But what a feather in the cap for Kui Han, and shows you kind of the depth in MIL wrestling, and I think ultimately a good thing, some competition for those guys as they head into the state tournament. Wouldn't be surprised to hear from both of them come the state wrestling meet first weekend of March.
Tough wrestling league. The Lunas come up with 14 titles, despite their go-to guy on that anchor leg, if you will, getting pinned in the first round. And I think you're absolutely right, Jordan. This fuels Connor Mowat that I know, rather than discourages him. That's for sure. And that's a report for this week. And send us your bobbleheads.